what is the most important thing I could teach you about making money online or making money in general? It's something that we sort of know we should do. Actually, maybe some of you don't. But the ones that do know, it's like it's so easy to forget about it, to not do it, to get lazy. It's all about focusing on building assets. And actually, maybe most of you, maybe a lot of you don't know about this. I mean, the whole point of making money online or making money in general is that you should be focusing on building assets, things that will make you money without you having to necessarily work. And it's so easy to forget this because we're trained to be employees, so we focus often on just working and trying to sell something, that get the latest sale or get the most sales or something like that. And we have to continually process these orders. We have to continually ship things out. We got to continually do things like this. But the most important thing I can tell you is that if you just spend at least a little bit of time every day thinking about how you can build assets and actually spending some time doing it at least a few times a week, because if you just keep telling yourself I'll do it later, you never end up doing it. That's just the facts. And I've done it myself. Matter of fact, I've been to a point where I made so much money residually that I could have retired, and in a sense I did for about 9 months. I basically quit processing orders. I quit doing actual sales. I was making money residually for like about $7,000 a month. But I still had this, because we're trained to work, I still had this thing where I was just working every day trying to build the assets. And it was the first time I built assets that made me lots of money to where I could just not work at all. Okay. And unfortunately, I lost some of it, and I've been trying to build it back ever since. It's been at least half a year or more now. And, I'm making progress, and I found a second way, or actually second and third, or just second. Well, 2.5 ways or one and a half more ways in which I can make good residual income. And one of them actually is YouTube. Okay. But YouTube is sort of a long-term project where you would actually have to spend a good deal of time, maybe 5 years or more, building a few different accounts. And I already have 2 other accounts, both of which were approaching about 4,000 subscribers. But, that's not near where I want it to be, obviously. I'm looking for like 100,000 subscribers on both of them. And hopefully with this one I can do the same. And, once you get up to the higher echelons, you don't even need to get that high, by the way. With even just 4,000 subscribers, I was making a few thousand a month, okay, with my other business channel. With my other channel, which is more religious in nature, political, sci-fi, science stuff, sort of all over the board in a sense, I didn't make a ton of money with it because I wasn't trying to make money with it. I was just talking about stuff I wanted to talk about. I did make a couple hundred a month just from the AdSense from Google advertisements on the videos. But, that's not a lot, obviously. But once you have 100,000 subscribers, it can be a lot. And that's just, residual income. That's not the things you can also do on the videos, such as advertising services, et cetera, et cetera. On the business channel, obviously, I was advertising my coaching or how to get back onto eBay or something like that, and I'd make good money from doing that as well. Various packages on how I could help you out, my dropship system where you can start selling my products, things like this. And if you're interested in any of what I just said, just contact me, and I can show you how to get back on eBay. I can show you how to do anything. So, because I've been doing this for so long. But my point is that residual income is your ideal position, because you want to retire one day, obviously. You don't want to be doing it forever, right? You don't want to be working at Walmart as a greeter at 80, right? Okay, I don't think so. So, no offense to anybody who's a Walmart greeter, okay? There's nothing wrong with working at Walmart. I'm just saying, when you're in your prime, when you're in your older years, you don't want to be working. You want to be retired. You don't want to lose your nest egg on some crazy-ass thing. And I've heard lots of crazy stories of people having a huge nest egg, and they go and invest it, and they didn't know what they were doing, and they lost it all. I mean, one of the guys I was coaching, he was telling me that he lost everything. I mean, it's it's a sad thing when that happens, and it happens to a lot of people. So what I'm telling you is not to build a nest egg. What I'm telling you to do is residual income, which is monthly coming in. So if you have, like, for example, with YouTube, if you had a big YouTube account, you could have thousands coming in a month without you necessarily having to do much more than make a video. And you may not have to do it. Once you get to a certain level, you can, in a sense, quit if you wanted to and just maintain the account, and you could still be making a lot of money from all the videos you created in the past. Obviously, so that's in a sense a retirement system. So if I did this for 5 more years and build up several huge accounts, and it's making a lot of money, even $5,000-$10,000 a month just from the AdSense alone, and not counting anything else. I could also, I mean, once you get big on YouTube, you could also be doing interviews. You could be doing a lot of different stuff. You could be doing events and things. And anyway, the point is you could start making a lot of money, and you could actually quit and just leave them running, and they would make you money. And then with the other thing I was doing, I have my website up on price comparison engines, and I get money from AdSense and Amazon affiliate sales and eBay traffic, where I send traffic to eBay, and it's like thousands of products listed on price comparison engines. And I can choose to take orders, or I can choose not to take orders. If I don't take orders, I make money through the residual Amazon income or the Google AdSense income. And once you got a few, see, the thing is I basically had one main big thing built up. And if you lose part of that, then obviously it hits you. So it screws up your residual income. But if you have like 3 of them making enough, each one making enough to pay all your bills, if one of them goes down, you still got the other 2, and you can fix that one back up. And that would be sort of a good plan for retirement, and a way to retire early. If you spent a lot of time every week thinking of ways to make residual income and just focusing, making goals, and sticking with it. It's so easy to just want to make the money now. I want to focus on what I'm making now. I don't want to focus on the future money. But if you focus on the future money, eventually you'll reach that future date, and you got that money coming in, and it's residual, where you don't have to work. And all you do is maintain something. And this is, like I said, if you're 80, this would be the way to go, because then you don't have to process orders, you don't have to ship anything out, you don't have to do this, that, or the other. You could be living in a retirement home or whatever. You could be living in the Philippines, where my wife's from, and have nurses attending to you for $100 a month. I mean, literally, it's like that. Maybe not 100, maybe 150 or whatever. You could have a nanny for $50 to $100 a month in the Philippines. No joke. So you could live, if you had a few thousand coming in and you're living in the Philippines and you're aged, you could have basically sort of a good life in a sense, you know what I mean? And you could start early. What if you retired early, by the age of 40? And wouldn't that be great? Then you wouldn't have to work another day in your life, So I'm just telling you that you don't necessarily have to follow what everybody else is doing. You don't have to have a job for the rest of your life. You don't have to continually sell over and over the same stuff. You could set up something that makes money without you having to work, is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm just trying to give you some motivation, give you some direction on where you can go with all this, and maybe get your mind churning and you thinking of ways you can make residual income. Like my grandma, she's 94, and she has an oil well. She has, in a sense, what she has, she had a piece of land, and this company wanted to drill for oil on her land, and then she gets paid royalties for the oil that comes out of it. Okay, and for a long time it didn't make very much money, $100 a month or something. But lately, like a year or so ago, it was making thousands a month, like $6,000 a month. And she's 94. That's not bad, obviously. So that's just an example of another one. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki does that. He does 2 things. He does what is it? He does apartments and government housing apartments, and he does oil wells, and he does them in the same region. So he'll have oil wells and government housing type apartment setups, like for colleges or whatever. And he'll own those, and he'll own oil wells. And he puts them in the same region so he can fly out to that region, that area, and then just look at everything, make sure everything's running. Fly out to a different region, make sure everything's running. And this is the type of stuff he's been doing as of late, and according to his own words. So, at any rate, thanks for watching.